You're just so fake. Who do you think you are? You're so fake. You know what? Go to hell with your fake life. I don't need that bullshit from her.
Hey guys, it's your girl Okwe and welcome to the All Shows Nigerian channel where I review Nollywood movies, series and reality TV shows. Today I will be reviewing The Real Housewives of Lagos episode 6 from season 2. And yeah, I have been enjoying this series, as you guys can obviously tell, and you guys have been enjoying it too as well because you guys have been watching the videos and I really appreciate you guys for doing that. If you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, hey, welcome to the family. Hope you like it here. Hope you stay. Please, if you like what you see and what you hear, don't forget to click the notification bell below to make sure you know or get notified every single time I post a video. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe as well. If you're a returning viewer, you know how it goes. Welcome back. I'm so happy you're back. So happy that you have not run away and you're still listening to me. Thank you guys so much for the immense amount of support. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, let's get into this video. So it's finally the last day or the last day of the results, like whatever that they were doing in Ekpe, and the ladies are preparing to go home. But before that, Iyabo organizes like a final game for them to play. The ladies seem to be having a lot of fun, and Faith and Laura are seen struggling with a puzzle aspect of the game. But thankfully, Iyabo soon helps them like figure it out and they're able to complete the game with the other ladies. Tiana isn't allowed to play the more rigorous games due to her recent health issues, but she joins them in the less rigorous games regardless. In the end, Chioma and Tanya are declared the winners of the game and they also head out to their respective like homes and all that. After the game, Tanya pulls Chioma and Dr. ROMMEL to the side to discuss the conversation she had the night before with Faith about Dr. ROMMEL's event and who was to blame of like the whole debacle. And
I don't know, in Tanya's confessional, she was like really like talking a lot of big game, like talking about this, shading that, giving them a lot of shade essentially. And even in that scene, like when she was talking to Dr. ROMMEL, she seemed very like hyper for no reason. And in my mind, I'm like, girl, please. When the matter has died down is when you decide to have a mouth in the whole situation. It just doesn't make sense. Like, just let the sleeping dog lay down and don't insert yourself in a situation that really doesn't concern you. It was honestly very irritating considering like we haven't heard her voice since except in her confessionals, and now she's trying to act like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Sit down somewhere. When you're needed, speak. Right now you're not needed, so please be quiet.
Oh yeah, Dr. ROMMEL keeps blaming majority of the issue on Faith and reveals that him and Faith had fallen out way earlier in the day before the event officially started.
I honestly just wish that production showed us like an unseen footage of what really happened behind the scenes for this whole like event, because it seems to be one of the majorly talked about issues or like situations in this season, and I'm like, for what? It doesn't feel that deep, but like the ladies are making it very deep. Because we, the viewers, are only going on hearsay from what both parties are saying and from what all the ladies are saying. And we can't really give our honest input on what we really think about the like situation or who we really feel like was the real reason for like the delay or the unprofessionalism displayed during the event. And Chioma talking about, oh, like the event didn't show you both in a good light. Girl, bye. You were extremely late for your own charity event in the beginning of the season, if I remember. So don't call out anybody essentially when you do the same thing. Like, I just hate when they all do that. Like, I feel like they all do it. So it's like, it's just very annoying. You were also late for your own event. Nobody called you out. So who do you think you are to be calling Faith and Dr. ROMMEL out on their own event? At the end of the day, the Botox event was a success. Everybody enjoyed it in the very end. So why are they still bringing this up? Why are we still talking about this? At this point, it's a very drawn-out storyline, and we, the viewers, are extremely tired of it. Move on.
Anyways, Tanya and Chioma are able to talk Dr. ROMMEL into having a one-on-one conversation with Faith when they get back to Lagos to try and hash out whatever issues that they have. In the next scene, the ladies are obviously back in Lagos and Faith and Tiana meet up to catch up.
Honestly, so far, I really like this newfound friendship that Tiana and Faith are like, you know, developing, and I just love their vibes together. I love that Tiana isn't like blindly taking up for Iyabo or like Miriam, that like the other ladies, e.g. Chioma and Tanya, and it's honestly staying true to herself, and that's honestly one thing I like about Tiana. She can have her flaws, she can like, you know, have some downsides to her, but at the same time, I just love that she's always true to herself regardless of whatever the situation is. And I feel like that's part of the reasons why her and Faith really gel, because Faith seems to be that kind of person as well.
Tiana lets Faith know that Dr. ROMMEL had talked trash about her all through the trip behind closed doors, and honestly, Faith makes it clear that her and Dr. Rommel's friendship was one that was just recently developed, and clarifies that they were never long-time friends like he is claiming to everybody that is willing or willing to listen. We also learned that he even claims to have done some of her face procedures for her.
And when she said that, I was like, isn't that even illegal for him to be claiming like to have done something for her, like as a doctor or whatever he calls himself? That is illegal, right? I don't know. In my mind, I was like, that sounds very illegal if he's really doing that. But at the end of the day, let me just mind my business and just continue my review jejely.
Faith also reveals that the same Dr. Rommel had trash talked and shaded all the ladies prior to meeting them, just like he's doing now to her.
And we're obviously now shown like a clip of him actually like trash talking the ladies like Tanya, Chioma, Yabo, the Yabo that he's claiming best friends with now. Yes, you know, trash talking basically all of them except for Tiana. And I'm like, yeah, like if he's spilling your own beans or spilling your own conversations had with like the other ladies, yes, spill his own also. He's not a saint. So I'm really glad that, you know, Faith also put that out there so that they all know the kind of chameleon that they're dealing with, or at least Tiana knows the kind of chameleon that she's dealing with.
In the next scene, Miriam spends some time with her daughter, and after she's done like spending time with her daughter, she calls her husband to discuss her plans on surrogacy and how she wants to like go forward with the process. She makes it known that if the process doesn't work for her, she may end up like going through the adoption route.
And again, I love that she's using her voice like on this platform to like spread awareness on surrogacy and even adoption, because I feel like these procedures are not often talked about in our culture. They're not often talked about in Nigeria, at least not in open doors. Maybe in closed doors, yes. Maybe in like secret conversations, yes. But I feel like making this like a topic of conversation like openly in this show just, you know, gives her a few points in my books, like, okay, maybe this Miriam chick is not really all that bad and everything. So I really like that she's using this platform for stuff like that. Also, if she's undergoing surrogacy, won't she need her husband to be present? I may not know much about the surrogacy process, but I know that you definitely need your significant other or your partner to give their sperm out for the process to work. You give your eggs, they give their sperm. And she had made a statement earlier also in the conversation or in her confessionals that her husband wasn't around at the time, like when she was calling him, and he had not been around for a while. Like this was the longest time that he had been away from them. He was in LA, like undergoing some projects or whatever. So it's like, how are you going to start the process now or soon when your husband doesn't seem like he's going to be around anytime soon? That was just my thought process during that scene.
In the next scene, Iyabo meets up with her boo, of course, Polo, and she discusses making a sequel to one of her old popular movies or whatever, and is thinking of getting her daughter to play one of the lead roles at a discounted rate since she's her daughter. Polo isn't in support of this idea and expresses that Priscilla isn't a charity organization and obviously is worth paying fairly for her own like work done, like her job done. If she's doing her job, she should be paid fairly for the job, regardless of whether she is Iyabo's daughter or not.
You know what they say, Igbo people, like, they don't mix business and family or pleasure and sentiments and all that. They are strictly business. They're doing business with you, they're doing business with you. And I honestly agree with him. Pay her adequately for her time and her worth. Forget that she's your daughter. Like, I feel like Nigerians always have to add sentiments to everything. And if this is a business or if this is a career that you're setting out to do, don't treat people based off sentiments. Yes, she's your daughter, but at the end of the day, you wouldn't want a family member treating your daughter like this, like discounting like her work for them because they are like relatives or something like that. You definitely would not want that. So yeah, I agree with Polo essentially.
Regardless, he's on board with the idea of getting Priscilla to help her mom in her project, and he agrees to sponsor the project as well to an extent.
Shopping and spending, there is no mercy for money. Maka, why? That was always played in my head when he was just saying all these things like, okay, Mr. Polo putting his money where his mouth is, period. I love that. I honestly love that he's very supportive of like Iyabo and her endeavors. That must be really nice, like having a partner that is really supportive of your dreams, of your goals and all that. So I definitely love that for her.
In the next scene, Miriam comes to show her support and share some of her marketing and PR expertise on Laura's new lip line photo shoot. I think she was organizing a photo shoot and she wanted like Miriam's opinion on like just things that she could do like to make the business thrive better or something, since she claims to be in the PR and marketing industry. Miriam comes and already she comes with a very sour vibe,
talking about, it's too noisy in this area for me. Laura's outfit is this. Laura's is it winter here? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, girl, like, What is this? Did you come to support her or did you come to like criticize her? Okay, maybe constructive criticism, but there was nothing constructive about your criticism.
Miriam soon starts shading Faith during their conversation. She takes the conversation away from the marketing thing that she's supposed to come and do for Laura, and essentially starts shading Faith. And Laura takes up for her friend Faith as she sees through what Miriam is trying to do.
I think Miriam is trying to like put the ladies against each other, just like they successfully did last year with Caroline and Chioma. And this year, thankfully, Laura is a bit more educated with how reality shows work and housewife shows work. So she's come prepared like, you're not going to do this with me this year. Like, you did it last year, you're not going to do it with me this year. You're not going to put me against these women and then turn your back against me. Like, yeah, we're not going to do that, essentially. And honestly, why is Miriam so pressed about Faith? Is this insecurity or low self-esteem at this point? Because if you don't care about this lady, why are you breathing her, eating her, listening, talking about her when you don't want to have anything to do? You claim you don't want to have anything to do with this lady and she irks you. Like, then why is she still in your mouth? Miriam is clearly jobless. Like, I don't think she has a job at this moment because she seems to have so much time in her 24 hours of the day to discuss Faith. And honestly, it's really tiring now. In the words of Faith, if you see anyone talking about her, offer them food because they must be very hungry. And at this point, I think Miriam is very hungry for some pieces of Faith. I don't understand this obsession, and I'm sure you viewers also don't understand this obsession as well.
In the next scene, we see Chioma doing some charity work with her foundation at a particular rural community she's familiar with. We soon find out that she's currently undergoing some charity project to help build a borehole for that community.
Aside her airheadedness sometimes, I truly love how Chioma like engages in like all these like charity works and like does all these donations and all, just gives back to community in general. Last season we got a glimpse of her and her charity foundation doing the Lord's work, and at this season again we've seen like 2 different events where she's doing the same thing, like trying to like impact the community or like give out to her charity and stuff with her charity and stuff like that. So I really love that she's helping the community, and I definitely give her a kudos, a job well done. Like, I hope she continues like this, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate all the work that she does for the community.
She then receives a call from her guy, and basically he reveals that he has some dinner like plans and reservations for them later in the evening.
Chioma is obviously all mushy and like she's blushing and everything about this, and honestly she can't wait to spend some time with her man after what she's doing now.
In the next scene, Dr. ROMMEL and Faith finally have a one-on-one sit down to talk about where their said friendship currently lies at this moment. Faith isn't as enthusiastic as Dr. ROMMEL to, meet up and like talk about their situation, and makes it very clear with her very cold gestures. Dr. ROMMEL keeps rambling and talking in circles, and Faith soon gets tired of it and asks him to go straight to the point.
And honestly, it was so cringe to watch because it's like, you had all these things to say about this lady a few episodes ago. Actually, last episode, all these things to say about her. Now it's like, you're like, oh, how are you doing? Are you angry with me? Of course she's angry with you. Did you expect her to come here and be clapping and doing tinkle with you? Like, I don't understand.
Dr. ROMMEL soon begins to backpedal on things he had said about Faith and tries to gaslight her in the situation by calling her out and telling her that, oh, she's been a bad friend.
But last time I checked, you're the one that has been acting like a bad friend. You're the one that has been airing people's dirty laundry to anybody that is willing or unwilling to listen to you. And yeah, for you to call her out and be like she's not being a good friend to you is just very tacky.
Faith, however, doesn't fall for it and sets the record straight on their friendship timeline and puts Dr. ROMMEL in his place.
And I was like, yes, Faith, you better put him in line. Like, you better put him in line.
She also clarifies that the event was solely Dr. ROMMEL's plan, and he only added her last minute to the plans so that she could bring high-end clients, e.g. the ladies, to the event. This obviously outrages Dr. ROMMEL, and he starts going off on Faith, and Faith soon walks out and Dr. ROMMEL trails along like the pest that he is.
I really wish she brought her raid in this situation so she could spray him away and he'll fly away. How can you talk trash about this lady behind her back and then try to tarnish her reputation to these women and then expect her to like not do anything or not retaliate? You can't like be the villain and then play the victim at the same time. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work in real life, doesn't work in reality show life. So yeah. But I'm glad that she didn't give him the time of the day and honestly just walked out on him as he was starting to act out for the cameras. Like, yeah, really happy that she didn't even waste her breath on him.
In the next scene, Miriam meets up with a doctor to discuss how to start the surrogacy process.
As much as I detest her attitude towards Faith, I honestly feel like I love seeing this vulnerable side of Miriam, not just in this scene, but overall in this topic of like surrogacy. She needs to stop putting up this like boss bitch or bad bitch, like, I don't know, rehearsed like scene or rehearsed facade of hers and actually show her true self like she's showing now on the cameras. But quite frankly, this is the Miriam that I honestly want to see on my screen, and I'm sure you guys also want to see her like this as well, just like expressing her true self, not like the other Miriam that we've been seeing. The other Miriam can honestly just jump and pass plates because we are tired of seeing her.
In the next scene, it's finally the day of Laura's sip and shop event for her lip gloss line launch or whatever. Dr. ROMMEL and Tiana soon arrive, and it seems like Iyabo is not going to attend because we see in the previous scene that she's talking to Chioma, telling her that she will not be in attendance of the event because she's currently out of the country with her boyfriend Polo. Tiana pulls Dr. ROMMEL to the side during the event and informs him that she had a conversation with Faith prior to them like meeting up like for their one-on-one talk. Dr. ROMMEL in his confessionals calls Tiana a Begburun, which in Yoruba means like a gossiper.
And I'm like, not the very dark, crusty, dirty looking pot calling the kettle black. How are you calling her out when essentially you have done times 10 of what she's just doing now? She's even telling you. You did not even tell Faith that you were saying all these bad, negative things about her in her back. So if anything, she's being very honest with you, open and honest, so you don't go back and twist her words against her. Also, there's no miscommunication on both of you's part on what was said.
Faith soon joins them and totally snubs Dr. ROMMEL for the whole night.
And this, my friend, is how you handle a human pest issue. Just no need to waste your energy, no need to waste your saliva on them. Just do your own thing, let them do their own thing, and yes, let everybody live in peace.
Chioma and Tanya soon joined them.
And at this point, I completely forgot that Tanya is still part of this cast. No jokes. Like, I'm not even trying to be shady right now. I feel like she really needs to step up things and not just like be talking, showing her true self or shading the girls in her confessionals only. You were paid for a reason to be in this show, which is to talk and interact with these ladies and showcase yourself to these ladies. I feel like she's been very mute and talks when she doesn't need to talk and doesn't express herself much. I feel like I don't even know much about her. Does she have kids? Is she married? I don't know. I really do not know about Tanya. I do not know. And she really needs to step it up because she's really, at this point, borderline forgettable.
The ladies soon FaceTime Iyabo and she speaks to everyone but Faith on the call. Dr. ROMMEL in the process soon divulges that he actually bought a lip kit for Iyabo's daughter Priscilla, and all the ladies are stunned at this level of desperation.
I'm like, man, it's really giving pick-me vibes. Like, when did you and Priscilla get so close, or when did you and Priscilla become besties that you're buying her things? It just doesn't make sense. And I feel like it just further proves Faith's point on how he's like a flip-flopper, he's like a pick-me kind of guy. Like, he just wants to be in good standing with everybody, regardless of how desperate he may come across. And it honestly was one of the very most cringiest things I've actually ever seen, because it's like, it's really giving creep vibes. Like, bro, stop doing that. It's not cute.
And Miriam soon joins them, and the only thing that is going through my mind at that point is, what in God's name is this chick wearing? Like,
is giving figure faults. Is giving I threw on the first 5 outfits I saw in my closet just so I don't get late for this event. It's giving my stylist hates me. It's giving alien superstar straight from Aba. It's giving, like Tiana said, Egungun be careful, na express you they go. Like, Egungun be gone, because she looked horrible. And it's the fact that she was even trying to like hype herself up in the confessionals, like, oh, you know, I'm a slim boss bitch, like I am slender and sexy, and I can rock anything. That outfit looked dope on me. Girl, it didn't look dope on you. I'm sorry, it really didn't look dope on you, and I'm not trying to be mean. Like, it genuinely looked horrible on her.
The event seems to go on nicely. The ladies seem to be vibing. However, Faith somehow feels ostracized by most of the ladies, and keeps to herself more than usual.
And honestly, sometimes that's what you gotta do in the camp of haters. You gotta stick to yourself. Like, you don't have to like force conversations when it's not needed. Like, I feel like I'm like that if I'm in a situation where like I feel like I'm not comfortable, or like the people that are there I don't really mesh, majority of the people that are there I don't really mesh with, I'm just gonna stay by myself. At the end of the day, nobody's going to kill me for staying by myself. So I definitely understand the kind of like vibe that Faith was on in that event.
That's pretty much where the episode ends. I think I'll be rating this episode is 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't a bad episode, but at the same time, it wasn't a great episode. So I really hope that the next episodes to come out will be really, really nice. My final thoughts.
At this point, it's fully confirmed that Dr. ROMMEL is a clout chaser. It's confirmed that Miriam definitely needs a new stylist. And last but not least, it is confirmed that Faith is truly the lady that she really thinks she is.
Thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!